Please welcome Alphonsine Imaniraguha.
Hi, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you. I am from the country that he said, Rwanda. It's a very tiny country, so I tried to make it so that you can be able to see it. It's in Africa, and it's about the size of Massachusetts, so it's very tiny. I just wanted to make sure that you can be able to see it. So from a long time ago, a little bit about the history of Rwanda. A long time ago, like in the 15th century, they were always, the country was divided into kingdoms led by a king on this picture. And people lived in peace. We had three ethnic groups. They were Hutu 84, Tutsi for 15%, and the small group Tutwa that was 1%. And they all lived in harmony before the European came to colonize Rwanda. When they arrived, the colonists relied on how the people lived together. So they used their advantage, and but later they started separating them and telling them they are different. On April 6, 1994, shortly before 1994, the United Nations forces arrived in Rwanda to try to calm the situation, and because there were a lot of issues, peace was just like it was not good. So when they arrived, they tried to help, but it didn't do much. So on April 6, 1994, the presidential plan was shut down, and the genocide began. So when it began, after 100 days, that's when it was stopped. 1 million people were killed. And in 100 days, and including those 1 million people, it were my parents and my two siblings. It was really hard to deal with it, but by the grace of God, I'm alive. You can see me here. I was able to survive, but it was really hard to be able to deal with what was happening. I lost hope, and I didn't think there was a good thing, anything good ahead. But the hope came. I had a hope again when I learned that 3 of my younger siblings survived as well. I rejoiced because I found purpose of this life, because before then I didn't have life. After the genocide ended, soon enough, the country started rebuilding itself, and the normal life returned. Buildings were repaired, people were able to try to go back to work, to start a new life. So I did myself, and I tried to adjust the best I could. And I eventually returned to school. That's my high school. That's where I went back. And I started where I left off in 1993 when I was just starting my high school. I did the best I could to be able to do well in school so that I can see if I have a future ahead, so that I can see if I can do something for myself, especially because I didn't have parents to rely on. I did the best, and after I graduated from high school, I had the best score in school, and I got a full scholarship to Kigali Institute of Science and Technology, which in Rwanda, where I did electronics and telecommunications engineering as my major. So hope was returning, and I could see the future ahead. And after I graduated from KIST, I was able to I was among the top 5 of my classes, and I got a full scholarship to Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York. And that's when I came to the United States in 2006. So it was a big change, and trying to adjust to the country, try to learn English, but everything in mind, I wanted to be able to, at some point, to work for a great company, to get a great job. And in May 2015, I got an offer from Cisco Systems, and I am a network consulting engineer, a job that I always dreamed of. So to sum up my life, just like what I just said, I call myself a walking miracle, and I have been able to rise above the storms. So with that together, I started a nonprofit called the Rising Above the Storms, where I'm hoping to use my story, to use my courage, to use what I have been through to be able to reach so many people who may have been through a lot, who may be hurting, to be able to tell them that they can be able to forgive, that they can be able to put things behind. You don't forget, but you try to forgive so that you can be free in your heart. And I have been be able to forgive those who killed my parents by the grace of God. I also hope to teach people about love. I have my 3 younger siblings who were all under 10 years old when they survived, and they're really the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love them as much as you love your children. That's how much I love those 3 kids. Now grown-ups, they are taller than me. So I also was able to gain a hope for tomorrow. And so with it all together, I'm hoping that people can really learn from that, and people can be able to rise above their life's challenges, know that they can be a hope for tomorrow, know that they can be able to do great things. So it's not only that, I'm hoping to reach orphans and street kids and children in many cases who don't have, who don't have parents, who don't have food to eat, who are hungry, who don't have homes. So I have been there. I know how it feels like. So with my nonprofit, I'm hoping to reach out to those orphans everywhere, and I know that it's going to happen. I'm hoping to be able to help them to go to school, those who have not been able to go to school, so that they can have a hope for tomorrow. Because I'm standing here in front of you because I was able to go to school and do well. And that's how I have been able to come here to the United States. And I'm hoping to reach those kids and just to tell them that there is hope, that they can be able to become someone important. Because I am here. And at some point many years ago, I didn't think that this was going to happen. So, and this is my nonprofit to sum up together. And I'm hoping to just like to be able to be useful. I feel like there's a reason why I was spared when 1 million people were killed, when my parents were killed, and my 2 siblings. So I'm hoping to use my story, my life, and my challenges and how I have been able to rise above them to be able to encourage the community and reach beyond our community to the rest of the world. So together we can be able to rise above the storms.